Continue claw. If I was naming a claw attack, I would probably name it something like the Claw of the Land, or the Rule of Claw.
Wait, what? If you had to claw something?
No, if I had to name a claw attack.
Oh.
It was just called Continue Claw, and I wasn't that impressed.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was like, I don't know.
At least make it rhyme with something.
Yeah, just at least make it sound cool. Like, you could just call it strike or...
Right, yeah.
Slash. It's better than continue claw.
But what about...
Claw of the Land is good. Great, even.
Welcome to No One Can Know About This, a podcast where we play every Final Fantasy. I'm Jeff Ekman.
And I'm Ryan Kazmiski.
And here we go, Season 4, Episode 24.
We're walking through the ice fields.
Yeah, we just got done with snowboarding.
Yeah, we've learned that Shinra is doing something big up north.
Yep.
We learned about something called the Knowles Pole.
The Knowles Pole.
Knowles. It's
weird.
Anyway, so I guess we're hypothetically headed to that.
To the Knowles Pole.
Yeah.
And on our way, we're going to climb some cliffs and shiver.
We're going to meet someone's estranged husband.
We're in the ice area. Oh, also, we wanted to mention that we were on Escape This Podcast again, which is a great podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We love Danny and Bill.
Yeah, for those who don't know, it's an escape room podcast. Jeff and I did an escape room of the mind, so to speak. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so go check out Escape This Podcast. We should be the latest episode right now, and then we recorded a, post episode that should be coming out, I think, next week, or it might be out already, depending on when you're hearing this.
It's like a second show, right, called Podcast This Escape?
Yes.
That's like us discussing. So there's 2 shows out there that you can check out.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun to go on that show again. Thanks so much to them for having us back on, and go check out Escape This Podcast. Mm-hmm. So without any further ado, let's get going.
Yeah.
So where are we?
I don't know where we are. Oh, probably at that tree. See that single tree?
Yeah.
That's probably us, right?
Maybe. So, if we go right from here, we'll go up the mountain. And I guess we could take a left at the top of the mountain and go down to the check mark.
I guess, yeah.
All right, I want to consult the guide on what we potentially missed here, because that map shows you all these sorts of areas that you can go to, and I think we just beeline for the story place.
Yeah, this area is navigated differently from any other area, and I have a feeling we missed
Let's
stuff.
consult this. Let's see what we got. All the way to Ice Village.
We're pretty far into this player's guide.
Yeah, well, Disc 3 is deceptively short.
Icicle Inn.
Uh-huh.
Great Glacier can be a confusing place at times.
Great.
The large areas are all visible on the map, but it's sometimes difficult to tell just where you are. Tip: just because you're moving east and west on a side path doesn't mean you're not also going north and south. Well, I don't know what they mean by that. The first thing you need to do is determine where you landed. Oh, so you could land at any random spot on this map, it looks like.
Well, there was a right side and a left side that I could have taken during the snowboard thing.
Right,
do you think that affects?
Yeah, it might, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, your main goal is to get to the red check mark at the top of the map. However, there are other things to do and see here, which we did not.
So
really.
what,
I think we
what
ran
are these
into
other
one.
things? Is that where the hot spring is? That all those people in that town kept talking about?
Number 2 is nothing to do here. It's labeled on the map in the player's guide. There's a big number 2 that's circled.
Why would
listed number 2?
Why?
Nothing to.
Take the
it's
time.
probably a whole screen, I guess,
right,
and they're
all
just saying.
Still.
So number 3 is yet another snowboard landing area. Yeah, if you choose to go left twice. So
Okay.
depending on the path you take, you
Okay.
end up in 4. Let's see. It's hard. Sorry, it's going to take me a second to figure out.
Through the magic of editing, I will help it move along.
This is one we did do. Cross the ice floe to reach a small cave and a safety bit.
Right.
It's like a little cave we find in the middle of an ice field.
You'll hear that soon.
There's apparently a cave here that takes you back to Icicle Inn. I don't know.
To the underground, up into the
you
building?
go down a slide and you come out back in Icicle Town.
Weird.
Is what it said. Anyway,
All right.
There's an elixir in a cave. Yet another nothing to do here. 8. The hot springs are here. I don't think
we missed the
did
hot
this.
springs?
I think
All right.
I think so.
What's at the hot springs?
Touch the water and visit the snow woman.
They did talk about the snow
Okay,
woman.
so number 9 was our landing area.
Okay.
10 is nothing to do here. Oh my god. Wait a minute.
What about the hot springs with the snow lady?
Oh, okay, so 11 is nothing to do here also. 13. Yeah, we did not make it over to 13.
Okay.
For sure. And it says the Snow Woman's cave is here. The area is accessible only from Area 12. Talk to her after touching the hot springs and she attacks.
What?
Defeat her to get the Alexander materia, which must be a
What?
summon.
Wow. Well, I didn't know any of that.
Oh, that's disappointing. And you know what? We even, when we were going through here, feels like we're missing stuff.
Yeah, and then we made it to the story point, and we were like, well, now we're here.
Really, we only missed one thing. Well, it seemed pretty cool.
Which are 2 parts, right?
Yeah,
You go to the hot spring, and then...
Let me see if I can find a picture of the hot spring. God, I can't look at this anymore. It's just like pictures of screens from the game covered in numbers that say 6A, 10, 2 Area 3.
Yeah,
It's
and half of those are areas that there's nothing to do here.
Yeah. Anyway, we missed some stuff.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, there's a hot spring.
Nice.
I love that they were like, there's a snowman. It hates hot springs.
A snow woman.
Or snow woman, yeah. Hates hot springs.
So we did make it to the hot spring.
Yeah.
And we even remembered the snow woman, but...
We did not put any of it together.
And we didn't go
to.
find her.
Do you think Tifa, at the end of that scene, was kind of secretly yes, Eris is dead.
No, I don't think so.
Now Cloud's got no choice but to go with me.
Maybe. I mean, some part of her, maybe. I don't know, they seemed like friends.
But now they're like a love line, not a love triangle.
But I don't think Cloud is
Or a
even
love segment.
into it, you know?
Yeah, I know. Snow, as far as you can see. Better watch where I walk. I'll place a landmark and start walking. Oh, God.
Yeah, so on this screen, it's just a big white field with no markers anywhere, and as you walk across it, the camera kind of spins. So to try to keep walking in a straight line, you got to do the Mount Everest thing, and you got to put a flag in the snow every 20 yards or whatever.
And you want to put a flag in the snow before the flags are off screen. That way you know the line that you're going in is still straight.
I think we got to this mechanic and we went, let's not get lost and find the snow woman.
Yeah,
let's just get through this.
Let's just go.
How many mini games does this game have? Place a landmark by pushing the OK button. Oh, right.
Oh, it
Okay.
starts spinning.
Yeah, and then I do a landmark and
Oh.
I guess I keep walking this way to keep going.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, I like this.
It's just you just taught me how to snowboard. Now you're going to teach me how to walk in the snow, and everything works different.
I bet it's just this part. There's that's the thing,
That's what I mean. There's
Yeah,
so many parts that are just this part.
yeah, and I'm not a fan of that. I'm no defender of that kind of shit.
So in the middle of the snow field, there's a little cave with a wrecked tent inside of it.
I guess this is a pause area to rest and know that you've gone in the right direction without being
I think this is a landmark to be you are walking in the right direction.
Right.
Keep going this way.
Just endless.
Yeah, and it looks like the old wrecked camp of a failed expedition up the glacier or something.
It's a cave with a tent inside of it.
Well, we found this cave. Always use more all materia. What am I doing in this cave?
Finding an all materia, I guess.
So we make it through the spinning snowfields.
Yeah, well done.
I just did it? Just by
think
going
so, yeah.
straight?
I think so.
Generally?
We've come upon a nice cabin.
Yeah, there's a well-maintained sort of lodge at the bottom of the cliff.
Awesome. Save point. Oh, the war gong makes all opponents berserk. We gotta use more of those M testicles. Yeah, I'm fully in so many different ways.
Oh, is this that woman's husband?
I think so.
Yeah, so the missing husband is going to explain to you the mechanics of the mountain, which feels so gentle, like grandpa's telling you something versus a screen full of text when we
Oh
went
my god,
snowboarding.
with the snowboard. This is much better.
It's like, I made a home for myself. How many years has it been since I last saw anyone here?
20.
20. Excuse me, my name is Holzoff. I've lived here for 20 years now. He's lived here. He has no idea that his wife thought that he went out. You mind listening to the stories of a lonely climber?
I'd love to.
Why don't we go to the next room and sit down? You ever hear about those who challenged the cliff?
No.
They call them cliff challengers.
They say challenge the cliff like it's like a monster.
I feel like this guy like lived an extreme sports movie in his youth. Like
Yeah.
he was married with a boring life in Icetown, and then he challenged the cliff one day, and like he discovered himself.
And never went home.
Never went home.
Is this like an El Capitan thing?
The first time my friend Yamski and I tried to climb the cliff was 30 years ago. But we weren't prepared for it. We did expect the temperature to be low, but how low was it? On that cliff, there's always a biting cold wind. The cold air lowers your body temperature. Yeah, that's how it works. Yamski was below me. He cut his own rope, and I didn't even notice. Oh god, that's fucked up.
Jeez.
Ever since then, I settled here.
No, he didn't settle here.
Well, at least not at first.
He went back home for 10 years.
Yeah.
And then 20 years ago used this as an excuse to leave his wife forever.
Yeah, that's what really happened.
Continuing to challenge the cliff and provide warning and shelter to my fellow climbers. If you're going to climb the cliff, there's 2 precautions you need to take. First, check your route. It's hard to find because of all the snow.
You know he was like telling his wife, like, honey, climbing is a brotherhood. Like, these people are my family. You wouldn't understand. She's like, they can't just stay at our house whenever someone shows up and says
Honey, you don't understand
they
me.
climb. Yes, they can. We share a spirit.
Push square repeatedly to raise the body temperature.
Oh my god. Yes.
Push square to shiver. Second, once you get to a lodge, or ledge, make sure you warm yourselves up. Ledge or lodge, both are for warming. Must have used a lot of energy getting up here. Better get some rest before you head out. Oh, but I just used the tent in your house.
You're like, oh, I'm good. I have a tent. You just set it up in the living room.
That's what I did. The stories of a lonely climber. Here, you take over for a bit.
All right, everybody.
You know I've been thinking.
So we all step out of the lodge and we're at the base of the cliff that we're going to climb.
Yeah, we all kind of have a chat before we challenge the cliff.
Seeing a place like this makes you realize how awesome nature is. I agree.
But if anyone ever told me to live here, I'd tell them to...
You know, go fuck themselves.
I tell you one thing, though. If I did have to live here, I'd change things around and make it better.
I would make it, I would get rid of all of this snow.
He's like, and the world could be better, I'm gonna fight for it. And then he just makes big messes.
Yeah, he does.
I guess the total opposite of this would be Midgar. When you think
No,
of
the
it
total
that
opposite
way.
of this is more like a weird hot beach or a desert or
I was
something.
gonna say, I think the beach was way more opposite than...
Than like a metal city.
Yeah, in fact, I think you know what was opposite of Midgar was Calm, the first town you went into after Midgar.
Yes,
was like...
that was the opposite of Midgar. The cat says, this is secret info, but Rufus is going to arrive here too.
God, I hope we meet the man behind the cat.
That would be really disappointing if we don't. So we're going to go scout out the route.
We're gonna go climb a cliff, I guess.
Remember to warm up when you get to a ledge by repeatedly pressing square. Yeah, look at him, he's doing a little shiver.
So we're challenging the cliff.
I can't say why I like this mechanic or part because it's going to sound stupid and terrible.
Yeah.
But you'd basically just climb from ledge to ledge and stop on every one for like 20 seconds while you hit square and warm up.
So this is the cliff climbing strategy, huh?
I actually-
Get to a ledge and then you jump
And then
up and down.
you shiver for a bit. He's like, a lot of climbers don't know this, but cold kills you.
Yeah, there's a readout of your internal body temperature, which is 38 degrees. I assume that's in Celsius.
I would have, like, with the way they've been doing timers in this game, they make it, like, harder. This is like, you never drop below 36 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way really to lose the cliff climbing part. Like, you'd
Yeah.
have to be intentionally doing it or an idiot or something to fail at this.
You could probably make it up without ever shivering.
Yeah, so it's kind of just like adds flavor to the cliff climbing experience.
So we make it to the top and enter like one of those caves that are made of ice.
Yeah.
where everything is like perfectly smooth and beautiful.
And it's like that kind of really old ice that warps the light in some ways so that it looks like magic.
Fuck yeah. Awesome ice palace.
The number of monster designs is just like amazing.
Yeah. We were complaining about that.
I feel like in every
6.
battle I'm like, it's new again. I can't even like pay attention to them anymore.
Exactly.
So
Yeah. What do you think is making the green color?
Bioluminescence.
Okay, yeah. That's a good answer.
Mako, energy.
Both of those are good answers.
Art designers who are like, man, the world would look cooler if it just worked differently.
Now that's the real great answer. Push the rock over. It's gonna go all the way down. Break those obstacles.
So in these ice caves, you've got to like crawl around and find ways to clear icicles that are blocking your path. So we like push a boulder down a hole and it rolls out like a pinball machine out of like another area and like knocks over an obstacle.
And then we can pass through to the next area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna be listening to this soundtrack for like forever.
Yeah.
After we're done with this.
That's funny. I haven't really felt compelled to listen to it outside of the editing of this show.
I mean, we listen to the soundtrack for at least 20 hours a week,
right?
But I never put it on in my car anymore.
Yeah.
All right. Making progress.
Up, down, or right? What do you think?
Right.
They were merciful enough for that, at least.
Yeah.
That this doesn't look like a path. Like, I can't look at this wall and go like, obviously I'm supposed to go this way.
Right. Welcome to the Swanky Ice Bar.
Yeah, so we climb up another section of cliff and enter like another ice room.
Mm-hmm.
And this one has like these like holes in the floor.
Yeah.
And we've got to somehow navigate up to a higher place we can't get to.
Mm-hmm.
I can see why this guy would dedicate his life to climbing this cliff. This is fucking sweet.
Yeah, but send a note to your wife.
Well,
Like, just let her know that
Yeah, seriously.
you're not like just out.
seriously, and it's not that
You're
far
not even
back.
planning
like,
on
if you're
coming
living
back.
out here and you're a badass enough to get out here and
And you're
live
giving
here,
like climbers
you can,
shelter.
You can make
like,
it back
if
to
one of them
town
goes
once in a
back,
while.
just
You
tell
can go
them.
back.
You could definitely go back.
Toxic
barf. He just barfed on his friend.
Do you think poison heals them?
I don't know.
They want to be poisoned. Oh no, they poison.
Yeah, they
us,
poison
okay.
you.
Oh, and they're eating each other.
Something fucked up is going on with the Society of the Needle.
That is one thing I remember is there's way more enemies in this game compared to the ones we've played so far that behave in ways that you're like, what are you doing? And it's so unclear if it's supposed to happen that way or
yeah.
like...
Yeah, Yang was happy. What
yeah,
was that
we
about?
keep running into enemies that have inexplicable behaviors that maybe hold secrets, but how would you ever know?
You wouldn't.
So one of the enemies is this crystal.
It's an icicle, yeah.
It's got one move.
It's a pretty good move.
It's a good move, but it's got one thing that it can do.
Yeah, we're fighting a giant icicle, and its one move is drop ice on you.
Yeah, and the deal is we fight the icicles on the ceiling like they're
Right.
enemies, and then they fall into the holes in the floor so we can like jump on them like platforms.
Right.
To places we couldn't get to before.
Stalactites, right? The stalactites are the one on top, I believe. They fall into...
Places where they can be supported.
Yeah, and it's got a cool little death animation where it cracks open.
What? That's how it dies?
That's a weirdly specific animation to put in for that enemy.
And I mean, hypothetically, this is how everyone who climbs this cliff has to do it. Like, you gotta wait for the icicles to form so you can drop them in the holes.
You can only do it once every few years.
Exactly.
Oh, it's because it's that. That's the enemy.
No, not yet. Got it. Okay. I bet that's
now
how
you
get
can
to the left
access
side. You
other
can
rooms,
jump
yeah.
through, yeah. Pretty cool. I like this dungeon quite a bit.
Yeah, I like this
I
design.
dropped all the icicles and then I was able to jump across that part.
Oh,
The chest also that we couldn't figure out how to get, an icicle falls and
you can get to that. Nice. I had a feeling that would happen.
Yoo-hoo!
So we end up in this, like, very picturesque ice tunnel.
Yeah,
And
with the green light in the back
yeah, and we hear at this point a familiar
of the clones of Sephiroth.
yeah, a cloaked guy jumps up in front of us and then fight.
There was like a black cloaked clone dude.
One of those, yeah. Are they cloaks or are they kind of monster?
I think they're wearing like
black clouds.
A big black thing. I don't know what they look like, but I feel like they're
Right.
like...
Underneath they might be like clone
They're like
fuck-ups.
fucked up, deformed people who are like not quite right, or you know.
Well, in this case, if we are fighting that cloaked guy, he's actually a two-headed Hydra monster.
Yeah, he's like a dragon.
One of the heads looks to me like it's ears or maybe hair or something.
I think those are horns that are wrapping down around.
Oh, even better.
Oh, ears or something. I thought one of the heads of this monster was wearing a cool hat.
I gotta pay attention to this shit.
Oh yeah, oh shit. Tifa's dead. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract you so well. Tetra disaster. Oh, that sounds to me like it's some kind of like oil spill that fucked up
The
like a lot of...
crashed.
Yeah, the Tetra disaster, they're still cleaning it up. It happened in like 1990.
Oh my god, I love this guy. Oh no!
Oh shit.
And this boss fight is pretty hard. And
Yeah.
I'm getting my ass kind of kicked.
Fuck, no, I was gonna heal her. Okay, she's dead. She's
Dead.
Shit. No, fuck!
Did you just heal?
I put a phoenix down on him. Why? What the fuck?
Maybe he's undead and it'll kill him instantly. Nope. Man. Oh, he's died. Dead. That was his dead
man.
move.
Ooh.
Everybody's alive. We're cool. That was his Ultima.
Barely made it out of that fight alive.
We're far enough into this Final Fantasy game that enemies have final death moves now.
Yeah.
Got his fang. Ripped his tooth out of his carcass.
Dragon Fang.
But here we are on the ledge.
What the fuck? Is this...
What? Was that an optional boss? That was just in this tunnel?
No, we walked out of the tunnel onto a ledge, and I think we didn't realize that the ledge has, like, a part of the cliff you can climb on.
Yeah.
So we go back in.
I don't think so. It feels like the end of the... Like, there's a save point right before it.
Yeah, maybe to the right is a optional boss, to the left is the way forward or something?
There isn't a left.
Okay, well then, never mind. What are we in here to do? We're getting to the top. He told us how to climb a mountain and stay warm, but why are we
I think we're still chasing Sephiroth, and
to the top of the
Cloud
mountain?
got some sort of mental picture of Sephiroth is headed in this
Yeah,
direction.
Sephiroth was like, go this way. Through the... Yeah.
I mean, I wish we weren't still chasing Sephiroth. I wish I could say we had some other motivation at this point, but...
Yeah, nope. That's what this
like,
game
what
is.
the shit? I don't know.
Ryan, don't you see that the texture on part of the cliff wall is slightly different than the rest of it?
There's no reason to make this so unclear. Like, they don't even give you space next to the door. It doesn't even look like...
It doesn't.
You know, if they just made a bigger space next to the door that's like, obviously you're supposed to climb up this,
Right?
Why obscure it?
You can't jump off to the right. Or is that like a wall?
Oh.
Yeah. You can climb up that way. Whoa. Oh, fuck.
So we crest over the top of the cliff.
And we finally made it to, I think, the top of this, like, it's a big crater, right?
Yeah, which, like, the edge of the cliff you've been climbing up is really just, like, the stark outside wall of a huge crater. So you
Yeah.
get to the top, and there's literally, like, a couple feet you can stand on before it drops straight down again.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And in the center of the crater is, like, a tornado.
Yeah, it's only what I can describe as a Noah's pole. At the center of this crater.
The first thought that comes to my mind is it's a Noah's pole.
It looks like it's what's we know at this point must be spirit energy or whatever, just like a vortex spinning around this place.
A tornado with water and wind.
Which is what a tornado is.
It's a perfect description.
In the middle of a crater at the top of a mountain, like a volcano, but of ice.
Oh, so if those videos we watched, she was saying the area is cold because this is where the Earth is trying to heal itself from
the
threat, the Jenova
giant
or whatever
wound
fell out of the
or
sky.
yeah.
A meteor must have hit here, and it's still like
That's what I figured when they were like, the planet had a wound.
yeah.
Is that it was like, yeah, meteor brought down. A plate fell out of the sky and crashed down here, leaving a scar on the planet.
So all this energy's gathered here for the planet to heal itself.
Yes, Sephiroth took that energy and is trying to use meteor. Next time, the wound won't be so small. It's a pretty big wound.
So now we start running down the inside of the crater. I guess just like our plan is to run into the tornado.
Yeah, I think we're just going, Sephiroth must be in there.
Looks safe.
Because we got to get the black materia back
Right.
before he uses it.
I love the way they do perspective.
It's really cool. Oh man, we have a higher number of money now than I'm used to seeing.
Oh, yeah.
No, restore is on the other people.
Yeah. And we can't access the PHS right now.
Oh man, did we just say that we don't have any restore materia on the characters that we have, and that all of it's on people who are in our PDA?
I believe that's
and we
the
can't
case,
access
yeah.
them right now.
That's part of why that last boss fight was so tough. Was
What a
it was
nightmare.
limited to items.
What a stupid mistake we made.
Yeah, but also as we run along this path, we keep running into these black cloak guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is the reunion. This is what they were talking
looking
about.
like the reunion.
They're all showing up here going,
Maybe this is the reunion.
This could be. The time has come to settle things with Sephiroth, huh? Yep. I, too, have lost many things because of Sephiroth.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, the beginning of Disc 2. Let's settle things once and for all.
Right?
Yeah, I get the disc thing must hurt some of their, like, people won't know how long it is. They won't know if this is the end or...
Neo Bahamut? What does that look like?
Did I save?
Yeah.
That's...
Oh, shit. Airship.
It cuts to the inside of, I think this is the High Wind, the airship, and Rufus is driving it over here.
yeah, he and the rest of Shinra are like standing on the bridge watching out of the big windows.
So I finally found you.
Yeah, haha.
Yeah, ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. This is incredible. This is the promised land the president has been searching for.
It's where the reunion will take place.
Hojo is back on the ship with the rest of Shinra somehow.
Did he unresign?
I thought he left like a massacre in his lab with just a note saying like, I'm out.
And then went to the
gone.
beach.
Yeah. And now he's back telling them, like, you're all idiots. You don't know what's going on. This
Yeah.
is my experiment. I've been waiting for the reunion for years. Like,
We'll all gather here. I wonder if we'll see Sephiroth.
It cuts back to us, and we come upon like a land bridge.
whatever geology is around here, like, has created these wind tunnels, kind of, that are
Yeah.
literally like walls of wind that are maybe like a few feet thick.
They come like blades.
Yeah, it would be like if you were like standing 2 feet in front of you, the wind was 80 miles an hour, but where
Right.
you are, it's like fine.
Yeah, it's almost like it's a Dyson blade, like those things where you put your hands through in the bathroom and it like just has like the, the blade of wind.
Yeah, but you gotta wait for the blade of wind to pass and run in between the wind
And
blades.
you jump over a little hole in the bridge.
Yeah.
We need to cross when the wind is calm or we'll get thrown off.
Okay.
The wind looks a little bit like snow, like TV snow.
We're passing by a bunch of these cloaked guys, some of whom are throwing themselves off of the cliff.
Some of these are like jumping off.
Yeah, they're like collapsing in front of us on their way here. Like, either they walked here without eating and they're dying at the end of their journey, or I don't know, but they're
I
not
like
doing
that
so
theory.
hot.
I think that's what's going on.
I think they're like fucking dying as they approach it. Like they're collapsing.
What are these, furnaces?
Look like tasers to me.
Human-sized tasers?
Or one of those lighters that like lights by
Yeah.
current or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Zaps your cigarette.
I see that.
Some of these designs, it's like this isn't even a thing.
Right.
This is shapes.
Right.
Ah!
Why'd you do that?
Thought I was gonna make it.
Oh, do you need to go between the green things?
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, we're like make it to the center of the crater, which is like you're following a path that's like a land bridge that's just surrounded by like a pit of Mako energy that's like spitting up fumes.
Yeah, there's like an abyss surrounding you, but we're at like the center of the crater.
And what the reunion is all the black cloak guys are like lining up for Sephiroth to push them off into the abyss.
Right. Sephiroth is there with those guys standing here.
This is the end for all of you.
Oh, he's killing his clones or whatever.
Sephiroth.
I guess maybe his deal is that he is like one of many clones, and he's like, there can only be one me.
I think he wants. I don't know what his deal is exactly. You're right. This is the end of this body's usefulness. He disappeared?
He might still be nearby, at least in spirit form or something.
Our purpose to deliver black materia to our master. He got away?
Sephiroth vanishes, and disembodied voices start talking to us about bringing the black materia here.
Yeah, and getting it to Sephiroth.
Oh, there's a save point.
Nice.
Those who carry Jenova's cells. Master?
Sephiroth waits a beat for us to, like, look around for him, and then he appears over our heads and dives down at us, and then again we're fighting Jenova.
Ooh. Time to end this game.
This is it, the final showdown between us and this thing.
This thing's Sephiroth, right? In some fashion?
It's Jenova, I think.
Right.
Oh my god. What?
It goes so fast. This is how I died the first time. Tropic wind upgrades to tropic thunder.
No! Fuck! Oh, god damn it. I wanted to put it on Cloud, but...
Is there a third tier potion? A highest potion?
Well, there's X potion.
Right.
I think there might even be one above that, I'm not sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa. Neo.
Oh.
So we summon Neo Bahamut.
Which is way better than old Bahamut. You're
Yeah.
going to want the new version.
He lifts the bad guys up onto a platform that goes up above the clouds, and then he appears and fucks you up in the sky.
Yeah, he like annihilates you in the heavens.
And then you fall back down to earth and take falling damage.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit. That's an even more awesome
This is
Bahamut.
sick.
This is so cool. It like lifts him up, the enemy up into the sky, then beams him. This is so cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a great animation.
Oh yes, we won.
Sweet.
Man, having no cure-all makes everything nerve-wracking.
It does.
You're like,
Yeah.
if I mess up, I have no safety net.
Yeah.
Oh, reflect ring.
Yeah. Jenova's cells. So that's what this is all about. The Jenova reunion.
Class of Jenova.
Class of Jenova.
Not Sephiroth? You mean all this time it wasn't Sephiroth we've been after? What the fuck, Cloud?
I'll explain later. Right now, the only thing I'm thinking about is beating Sephiroth.
So Sephiroth, this whole time, wasn't Sephiroth. He was a collection of Jenova cells.
Well, in the same breath, Cloud says, it's not Sephiroth we've been after. All I care about is beating Sephiroth.
I know, what? Cloud is confused, but so am I. The storytelling is really effective in that way, and the Jenova cells is what we just fought. Every time we fight Sephiroth, he turns into Jenova and we fight him. So Jenova cells are turning themselves into swords and leaving them in presidents' backs as well.
Yeah. Did that sword he left in the president's back, like, grow legs and walk here too? Like, is all of it
Felt
coming
that.
back?
So these fucking Jenova cells are just
Something
going
like
into
that.
bars and telling people that he's on his way to see his mother.
On my way to see my mother. And
He's just a handful of Jenova cells.
just trying to get the black materia to their master.
Yes.
And then everything gets really green here, right? Is that what's about to happen?
Yep.
But Sephiroth, does Tifa have like a ghost from Destiny?
What is that? I didn't even bother me because it seemed so normal from Destiny. I was like, oh, she's just...
Right, she's in her menu.
Yeah, it's not Tifa's ghost. She's not in her menu. It's just the black materia floating there.
He's here. The real Sephiroth is just beyond here. It's both incredibly wicked and cruel. But it's releasing a powerfully strong will from deep within this planet's wound. The planet's gash.
Oh, it's a materia. Yeah.
The black materia. You think we're gonna hold on to it this time? Black materia's back in our hands. Now all we have to do is defeat Sephiroth, and that'll be the end of it.
We'd better not take the black materia any further. Why don't you give it to someone else to hold on to? You take it.
Yeah, Red the 13th.
Just whatever you do, don't give it to Cat Sith.
Yeah, well, also she's like, hey, Cloud, you remember last time when you handed it to Sephiroth?
Yeah, maybe
Like,
you shouldn't hold on to this.
Someone else should take it.
You want me to take the black materia? Well, be careful. We're going in first. You guys stay and watch. You guys hang back and watch us. We don't really need you. We only go in teams of 3.
Turbo materia. Oh, you know what we should do first?
We just left all of our friends who were standing there at the cliff, and then we call them up on the phone to be like, can you bring us your materia?
Yeah, hey,
Can you imagine calling up your friend and being like, get over here, come here, and then when they show up, you're like, give me all your
Empty your
shit.
pockets.
Now get the fuck out of here.
Wait till you got taken stuff home from work.
We're in the whirlwind maze. poison ring. It's a ring that when you have it on, you're always poisoned.
Yeah. Oh my god, fuck this.
So we get to another, like, wind blade obstacle, and
Yeah.
they've added in extra blades, and not just wind blades, but also spirit energy blades now, and lightning strikes. So you gotta...
Are these like the spinning parts of the tornado, and we're like getting? It's like instead of a whole bit of wind in the area, it's like a bunch of little blades.
Like parts of it are really fast, and parts of it are. But that doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know.
So this time it's also got
Lightning. They just keep adding a fucking thing.
the wind only goes through the holes in the thing.
Yeah, it's just like that slot is.
It's a
It's
corridor
very
of wind.
specific.
Yeah.
What is this? What happened?
Calm down, Tifa. Sephiroth is near. Anything could happen. So calm down.
What?
Calm down, Tifa. We're just back in Nibelheim in some sort of fucked up conjuring of a memory.
Right? I mean, it fades to white after we were on the edge of that cliff, and then it fades in and we're at the entrance to Nibelheim.
We're in Dream Nibelheim.
Nibelheim.
Why Nibelheim? Are you high on Mako or something?
Mako gets you high?
I think we're all tripping balls on Mako right now.
Yeah, maybe none of this story happened.
This is an illusion Sephiroth made up. He's trying to confuse us. He'll be alright, as long as we know it's an illusion. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Look, an illusion that I'm scared of. Oh, there he is.
Alright, let's go.
Oh, I thought he was talking to us, but he's talking to... Whoa, Sonic? With a sword?
That ain't Cloud. The hell is he?
So as we're standing at the gates to Nibelheim, Sephiroth shows up and he's like, "Are you ready? Let's go."
We're back in the memory from 5 years ago.
But instead of Cloud walking up as the guard that's going to go up to the top of Mount Nibel, a big, spiky, black-haired gentleman walks in.
Very similar to Cloud in both like style and appearance, but
Not blonde.
black hair.
Yeah, black hair.
Stop. Sephiroth.
Is this Zack?
I can't believe you grokked it like immediately.
Yeah,
Like,
wow.
you knew.
I'm impressed with myself.
I am
guess that's
too.
like the one name we didn't know
It's
of.
true. It is like the one piece floating around that has to do with Soldier.
But still, I can barely follow major things that we know. Like, sometimes I'll be like, what? How do we get out of that cave? And you're like,
I'm
we
like, we
walked out of the cave. Like, what? It happened a minute ago. And here I am. I'm like, it's Zack. I know it.
and
Like,
you're right. It is Zack.
what?
Cloud, it's just an illusion. Don't worry about it.
It's an illusion of the truth. Yeah, this is what actually happened 5 years ago.
So mercifully, we cut ahead in the flashback. We don't have to watch going up the mountain, and this is a Mako fountain and all of that fun stuff.
We don't have to go also explore the town like we did and get Tifa's
the
underwear.
No, we just cut straight to the town as being burned down.
Yeah, which is definitely happening here.
It's probably not me that's going to come out of the Shinra mansion. He's going to try and show us another stupid illusion, meaning the truth.
Yeah, out of the mansion comes not Cloud, but the black spiky-haired guy.
Yeah, and Cloud's sitting here going like, this is stupid. Sephiroth's trying to trick me into thinking my hair is black.
See, this guy has black spiky hair.
Zangan. Hey, it's you. You're still sane, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Then come over here and help me.
I don't want to watch this. Cloud, don't watch.
Cloud is all like, play it cool, guys, and Tifa is freaking out.
Yeah.
I'll check this house. You check that one over there. See if there's any orthopedic underwear.
What's
up there.
wrong, Tifa? I told you before, right? As long as we know it's just an illusion, there's no need to be scared.
Hey, you alright?
It cuts to another angle where we're all standing among huge flames.
Damn, this was an illusion. That's what we've been saying.
Sephiroth, I know you're listening. I know what you want to say. That I wasn't in Nibelheim 5 years ago. That's it, isn't it?
He's like, I see you finally understand.
What you're trying to say is that you want to confuse me, right? But even making me see those things won't affect me. I remember it all. The heat of the fire, the pain in my body and in my heart.
Oh, is that so? You are just a puppet.
You were just a finger puppet.
Caught in some kind of existential finger puppet play. You have no agency.
You have no heart and cannot feel any pain. How can there be any meaning in the memory of such a being? What I have shown you is reality. What you remember, that is the illusion.
Cloud shrugs at this suggestion.
Like, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that would make a lot of sense. Do you understand? I don't want to understand. but I want to ask you one thing. Why? Why are you doing this?
Ha ha ha. I want to take you back to your real self. The one who gave me the black materia that day.
Yesterday?
Yeah, how long has it been?
Since the Temple of the Ancients got shrunk?
Well, we slept at the ice town.
Right.
So maybe a day before yesterday?
I guess so.
Who would have ever thought a failed experiment would prove so useful? Hojo would die if he knew.
So are these Jenova cells, like, laughing about Hojo getting egg on his face?
I think that's what's going on.
Hojo, what does that have to do with me? 5 years ago, you were constructed by Hojo, piece by piece, right after Nibelheim was burnt. A puppet made up of vibrant Jenova cells, her knowledge and the power of the Mako. An incomplete Sephiroth clone, not even given a number. That is your reality.
The thing about the way Cloud is drawn is that he does look like he was assembled by a bunch of pieces.
He does look like, yeah, I
and
believe that.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha. Cloud, don't listen to him. Tifa, I feel like she fucking knows this is true and has been lying.
Close your ears, close your ears. Yeah, I mean...
What's wrong, Tifa? I'm not affected by it. I wasn't paying attention to him.
Why is Tifa helping Sephiroth?
She's not.
Like, I feel like she is because she's, like, trying to tell him, like, no, don't listen to Sephiroth, but she knows the truth.
Because I think her reaction is that she's freaking out. Like, I don't think she's, I don't think she's, like, in control of herself. This is scaring her because she knows this is true.
But why did she keep this truth from Cloud is what
I have no idea. I don't know why she
That's what I mean by, like, what she's kind of helping him.
My only argument is that she's been afraid Cloud is going to lose his mind, and she doesn't want him to because she likes having her childhood friend around. And she's like, he seems a little unstable, and if I tell him his memories are wrong, he might flip out. So I'm
that's telling him his memories are right,
and this
is
is not really a great reason to lie to somebody about something that's important.
All that talk of Hojo constructing you was a lie. Don't we have our memories together? Being kids together, starlit nights? Ha ha ha, Tifa. Why are you so worried and scared by those words? Shall I show everyone here what's in your heart?
Oh no, we're gonna find out that Tifa likes Cloud.
Ha ha ha. You look like you're not feeling well. Tifa, is Sephiroth right? Why are you so scared? Don't worry about me, I'm alright. No matter how confused I am, I'll never believe a word Sephiroth says. It's true that sometimes I can't figure out who I am. There's a lot of things muddled up in my memories, but Tifa. But you said long time no see, Cloud, right? Those words will always support me.
You said long time no see, and I've been hanging my hat on that reality ever since.
I am the one who you grew up with. I'm Cloud of Nibelheim. No matter how much I lose faith in myself, that is the truth. That's why you shouldn't be so scared. No matter what anyone else says to me, it's your attitude that counts.
No, that's not true, Cloud.
What's not? Aren't I the same Cloud you grew up with?
That's not what I mean. I don't know how to say it. Cloud, I need some time. Just give me a little time.
Cloud, don't blame Tifa. The ability to change one's looks, voice, and words is the power of Jenova. Inside you, Jenova has merged with Tifa's memories, creating you.
Whoa.
So Jenova's a bit of a shapeshifter.
Mm-hmm.
And also merged with Tifa's memories, and that's what Cloud is?
How did it merge with Tifa's... That's what Sephiroth is positing.
That's what he's suggesting right now.
Is that, I guess Jenova just decided it was going to become the Cloud Tifa remembered.
Like, it was a mimic, and Tifa came up to the mimic and
was
said...
like, are you Cloud? And it went, yes.
Yes.
Out of Tifa's memory.
Oh.
A boy named Cloud might have just been a part of them.
Cloud, please don't think right now.
Ha ha ha. Think, Cloud. Cloud? Haha, oh, excuse me. You never had a name.
You are just an ethereal bunch of water particles, which is why I named you that.
Sephiroth, you still don't understand. Then, do you remember the picture that we took before we headed to Mount Nibel? Tifa, you remember, right?
Does anyone in our audience remember?
I mean...
We put a point on it.
I love that Sephiroth is showing us a vision and going, like, if that's not good enough, I brought hard evidence as well. Like,
look at this Polaroid.
There's documentation, notarized, the day after it was taken.
Registered mail.
Yeah.
But there's no way he would know.
Shrug.
Now, what happened to that picture?
Is this it? Do you want to see it? It turned out pretty good.
Cloud, don't. I should be in the picture. Even I'm not there. Don't worry, this is just an illusory world Sephiroth made up.
The kid stays in the picture. Whoa, okay. Whoa. Is that Tifa in the middle?
Mm-hmm.
So we see the photo. Mm-hmm. If you remember back to the first time we came to Nibelheim in the flashback, the photo is of Sephiroth, Cloud, and Tifa. And some guy runs up to take the picture.
Yeah.
And then when we see now is a photorealistic version of Sephiroth, Tifa, and Zack, the black-haired spiky guy.
Mm-hmm. No Cloud to be seen.
No Cloud to be seen, but definitely their artwork is the style of the pre-rendered 3D cutscenes.
Yeah.
They look nothing like the puppets.
It's completely different.
But my hair's always been blonde.
Just as I thought. This picture's a fake. The truth is my memory. 5 years ago, I came back to Nibelheim to inspect the reactor. I was 16. The town hadn't changed at all. What did I do? Oh, yeah. I saw my mom. I saw the people in town.
I took Tifa's room.
Yeah, I went to Tifa's room. I played the piano. I looked in the drawers. I spent the night and went to the reactor at Mount Nibel. I was excited about it. Because that was my first mission after becoming first class in Soldier. Soldier first class? Soldier? When did I enter Soldier?
Cloud is confronting the discrepancies between his memory and what he knows.
Yeah, and he's sitting there going like, wait a minute. If I think back just slightly further
Just
than
a
that
little-
memory at Nibble,
Just a little bit.
Don't know how I got there.
How did I join Soldier?
Dream logic, it doesn't track.
Why can't I remember? I'm... That's right. I didn't have to worry about it because I was... Cloud? Let's go, Tifa. I'm alright.
You're obviously not.
So Cloud figured out what it was, but doesn't want to say it yet.
I don't think he's figured anything out.
Okay,
I think
he
his
was lying
mind
there.
kind of has broken a little bit.
So we cut back to another, like, ice cavern.
Yeah, it's like got big glacial walls that you can kind of see into, and there's these like massive shapes in the ice that look kind of like faces.
Is that like a face in there? In the ice?
Kinda looks like it.
And Rufus and Scarlet walk up, marveling at this enormous cavern.
Oh yeah, Rufus. Wow, that's amazing. Oh, wow.
It's all materia.
The outside is rich with Mako energy. The inside is a treasure trove of materia. This truly is the promised land.
There is no such thing as a promised land. It's all a legend, an old wives' tale. It's utterly ridiculous.
So yeah, so Hojo's saying that while looking up at a literal cavern made out of materia and Mako with like a tree root growing from the center with like a ball of materia at this. It's
Almost like an egg in the middle of this like nest of trees that are above them.
If what you were looking for was like materia and Mako, and that's what you thought the promised land was, to
Right.
walk in here and have someone go like, it's bullshit, you would be like, look around you, man.
Is it that kind of dullness that makes you a second-rate scientist? What's happening? It's coming from within the wall. Something's in there. It's moving. It's a wall fight. Or something.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Behind the ice, a giant eyeball opens and then closes again.
Weapon.
Weapon! Famous. It really does exist. I didn't believe.
No, I don't believe it. What does this mean? Weapon. Monsters created by the planet. It appears when the planet is in danger, reducing everything to nothingness. That's what it was stated in the Professor Gast report. Never saw that report. Where is it?
It's in like the space room or something. I think it was out of place.
Yeah, it was misfiled. It was one of the...
That's why he couldn't find it, because he drove the mayor so crazy that he started moving books around.
Yeah.
You keep a lot of things to yourself.
We should fire you, Hojo.
Yeah.
The amount that Hojo casually gets away with without anybody seeming to be especially pissed off at him is crazy.
It is.
Like when we ran into him at the beach, I was like, why don't we kill this guy? I wonder how Cloud and the others are. It's hard to believe such a small
It's
piece.
hard to believe
yeah.
it's such a small piece of materia was able to destroy the planet.
What the? Is everyone alright? What's going on?
Am I standing on a thing?
Where am I? Don't leave me alone.
So Red was standing with everyone, just wondering to himself, like, how such a tiny little materia can cause so much pain. But suddenly everything turns green and everyone's gone, and he's running around going like, hello?
And it's like a wind space?
Yeah, he's just in a green void is what I would call it.
Yeah, and then Tifa shows up.
Red, you're here. I'm so glad. Tifa? Something is strange. What was it dark all of a sudden, and where is everybody?
Everyone's waiting. Cloud's in trouble. Please, come, help us.
Right. I'm not sure I understand, but I'll go if you want me to.
So Red runs off ahead.
Tifa stops to, like, have a moment to herself, a little soliloquy aside for the audience.
Yeah, her voice drops and she chuckles.
And remember...
Oh shit, it's Sephiroth. As Tifa.
the black materia.
Tifa morphs back into Sephiroth because he's got that ability.
Boy, he's really...
He's
10
tricky.
steps ahead of us.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh
we
my
ran
God.
in here being like, we're gonna stop him. Without a plan, really.
So we cut back to Shinra, who are down in, like, the Mako cavern looking at, like, you know, weapon behind the walls.
Mr. President, I've got a bad feeling about this place.
Maybe we should go back to our ship now. We need to prepare for the inspection anyway.
There was an eyeball in that ice. Jesus Christ.
Hey, where did you come from?
Cloud just materializes in the middle of them while they're talking.
Don't know. This place is gonna get rough. Better leave things to me and get out of here while you still can.
This must be Sephiroth, too.
Leave things to you? I don't know what you mean.
Like, why would this work?
This is where the reunion is happening, where everything begins and ends. Cloud!
Tifa runs in.
And Cloud is fully acting like Sephiroth.
I'm here to help you, Cloud. Where? Cry. I'm sad, Cloud. Thanks, Red the 13th. Where's the black materia?
Cloud! It's safe, I'm holding on to it. It's safe, I'm holding on to it.
I'll take it from here. Give me the black materia.
Are you alright, Cloud?
Cloud, can you hear my voice?
Then, here you go. I was a little apprehensive holding the thing.
No, don't. Please, stop, Cloud. And Red
Thanks,
13th.
leave the rest to me.
How is everyone letting this happen?
I don't know, man.
Like, there's a ton of people standing there. All they need to do is say, hey, Red, don't give him the black materia.
Everyone, thanks for everything. And I'm sorry.
So Red gives Cloud the black materia,
Tifa's like, no, we can't trust Cloud.
and then Cloud's like, sorry, everybody.
Especially you, Tifa. I'm really sorry.
Been so good to me. I don't know what to say. I never lived up to being Cloud. Tifa, maybe one day you'll meet the real Cloud.
It means my experiment was a complete success. What number are you? Where's your tattoo?
Professor Hojo, I don't have a number. You didn't give me one because you said I was a failed experiment.
What the? You mean only a failure made it here?
Professor, please give me a number. Please, Professor.
Name me!
Shut up, miserable failure.
The number I'm giving you is the letter F. Whoa. Whoa.
A bright light shines and Cloud rises up vertically into the sky towards the Mako fountain thing, the tree with the egg in the middle of it. And then the president is sitting there going, who the fuck was that?
Who was that? He's a Sephiroth clone I created after the real Sephiroth died 5 years ago. He did?
Jenova's cells in Mako, with my knowledge and skills, have been combined with science and nature to bring him to life. Not wild about the failure part, but the Jenova reunion theory has now been proven. What the fuck is the Jenova? Anyway, you see, even if Jenova's body is dismembered, it will eventually become one again. Oh, okay. That's what's meant by the Jenova reunion.
All of this text is like over a white screen, but every text box is like punctuated with a flash of the Mako fountain.
I have been waiting for the reunion to start.
You
5
could
years
have
have
told us
passed,
that a while ago.
and now the clones have begun to return. I thought the clones would begin to gather at Midgar, where Jenova is stored, but my predictions were not entirely correct.
Oh, shit.
Jenova itself began to move away from the Shinra building.
Now we're on upside down gravity?
As Hojo is talking, Cloud is like Spider-Man hanging from the roots of this Mako tree thing, like he's upside down listening in.
Like he's heading towards the egg.
But being a genius that I am, I soon figured it out. You see, it was all Sephiroth's doing. Sephiroth is not just content to diffuse his will into the live stream. He wants to manipulate the clones himself.
Whoa.
Yes, that was how it got started.
Cloud's up here like Spider-Man listening in on this?
Yeah. I wondered where the clones were going, but I was never able to figure it out. The one thing I did know was that Sephiroth was at their final destination. I wasn't pursuing Sephiroth. Yes, we were.
Yeah, this whole time we were.
I was being summoned by... Oh, he's
Well-
like, I wasn't chasing him.
What a twist.
Yeah, well, Cloud seems to have accepted his role as just like another Jenova clone and is going like, everything I thought was backwards.
Yeah.
All the anger and hatred I bore him made it impossible for me to ever forget him. That and what he gave me.
Mako eyes?
Sephiroth, I'm here, and I brought you the black materia. Show yourself to me. Where are you? Sephiroth, so we finally meet again.
We just met. Oh shit. What is that, the egg of the earth?
So this egg that we've been mentioning that's in the middle of the Mako tree starts falling downward, and it looks like there's Sephiroth in there.
Oh fuck. Oh, it's Sephiroth.
Is it the original
Original
Sephiroth?
Sephiroth? Frozen in ice?
Frozen in Mako, sleeping and shirtless.
And he seems to not really have legs anymore, like they were dissolved in the Mako or something, but the torso is perfect.
Is he weapon?
Did you see it? It's Sephiroth, so he is here. Both Jenova's reunion and Sephiroth's will. They won't be diffused into the life stream, but gathered here. Mwahaha. What are you so happy about, Professor? You know what this means, don't you? Cloud has the black materia. Sephiroth is going to summon the meteor. Every single person is going to die.
He's like, yeah, but I'm right. And that's the only thing I care about.
So the president walks up, suddenly realizing, I think, that he's in way over his head and has, like, caused the end of the world, and he's like, I would apologize, but I don't think it would matter very much.
Whatever I say now is too little, too late. We must evacuate.
I want you all to come with me. There's still much more I want to hear.
It's like we haven't gotten all the answers yet.
Cloud, no, stop, please.
So it's a crystal in like a web of tree.
Yeah, he like is materia.
Cloud. Oh, it's liquid?
Now that Hojo has sort of explained everything, Cloud finally flies up to the Sephiroth crystal, and turns out it's liquid. And he sticks his hand into it, and the black materia
Is absorbed into Sephiroth.
Yeah.
And I gave him the black materia.
Yeah,
Real Sephiroth.
he doesn't have legs. Okay, so the end of disc 1 is Aeris dies, and the beginning of disc 2 is and the bad guy wins.
Right.
Sort of.
The whole Mako fountain basically explodes out of the crater and becomes like an even bigger tornado.
Yeah, and the high wind, like, just barely flies away, like, avoiding the shockwave of Mako.
Whoa. And now we're going to escape on an airship. Holy shit.
Is it weapon?
What is that?
So now it cuts to a bunch of kaiju waking up.
Yeah, and this is in, like, the cinematic pre-rendered cutscene mode. And yeah, when they were talking about weapon, what they meant was, like, multiple different weapon.
Yeah, and all these weapons are loose now.
And they're literally, like, Godzilla monsters.
They're coming out like the Ghostbusters tower.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Has weapon been released to heal the planet by killing everybody on it?
Yeah, the restart button for the planet. Oh my
Whoa.
god, it's Mechagodzilla!
Mechagodzilla was in this game. Holy shit. Whoa, dude.
Oh, other weapons. There's a bunch of weapons.
The espers are loose. God, what a shot.
Crusader is sealed behind 8 weapons.
You must defeat all 8 weapons.
And that's where we're going to end episode 24.
Mm-hmm, the weapons are loose. Like, the next big chapter is finally, like, all staged. You know, like...
Sephiroth has the black materia. I think he's going to call down Meteor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, next episode we'll see the fallout from all of this craziness.
Yeah. What a fascinating beginning to Disc 2 this little chunk is, these 2 episodes.
It's pretty fucking awesome, actually. Like,
Yeah.
that there's the twist of, like, Aeris dying right at the end of the next one, and then there's, like, they just flip right again, and Cloud betrays everybody and is actually not who you think he is, or maybe... you don't know the deal yet, but...
You weren't chasing Sephiroth. Sephiroth was beckoning you.
Which, when you think back... in the
doesn't
remake,
track.
I want them to do, like, a cinematic montage of all the times Cloud's going, like, all I know is I gotta find Sephiroth. And Tifa's seeing that and going, like, oh.
But, like, if Sephiroth had the ability to morph into Tifa and anybody else, like, why didn't he just morph into Cloud and get the materia from Red there? Or,
why did it have to be our Cloud that brought him the black materia?
Yeah, pretty much.
As long as we're talking about the remake, they're gonna have to explain. They're gonna have to make that happen somehow, because in this one, it's clearly just because they want the dramatic moment of Cloud doing it. Like,
yeah, definitely. You're gonna have to reframe the whole scene.
If what Sephiroth just really wanted was the black materia, and he didn't care about Cloud at all, he would have gotten it much earlier.
Right.
But
given the powers that he has, he should have been able to get it already.
Yeah, but maybe he has some actual personal hatred for Cloud, and he's like gonna take some pleasure in forcing him to betray his friends. That's
Cloud
not
is
clear
just
here.
a puppet.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He seems to not even know who the fuck Cloud is, really.
But yeah, I love this ice area. It feels so different from everything in Disc 1. It feels like an epic finale, or midpoint kind of deal.
Yeah, and I mean, the reunion is at a properly great location, way better than the Mount Nibble reactor.
That would have been not as good.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I think after that, the thrust from here to the end of the game is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, for the most part. Well, except for Disc 3.
Well, yeah, but aside from that, I just mean narratively, it moves along pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Disc 2. Oh, do you want to enter the live stream?
Yeah, let's pop open the manhole covers on our subconscious and check out the old psychic infrastructure.
Let's get that crowbar out. Here we go. When you jump through a manhole cover, you think it's going to be gross, but I feel great in here.
I find that when I jump through manhole covers, I never know what to expect, Jeff.
That's a life lesson to remember. I feel the message. The message is coming here. Okay, the message reads, "The leaves are changing, football is back, and Starbucks is once again serving the delicious nectar that is pumpkin spice lattes. It also means it's time to stop neglecting the genre that far too often gets pushed into the shadows. Horror! This is where the Here's Johnny podcast comes in. Delivering new episodes every Monday, Here's Johnny is the only podcast you need to satisfy your horror cravings. Episodes usually focus in on one of the following: film reviews, game reviews, deep dives into subgenres of horror, or interviews. We already have reviews for such films like The Shining, The Conjuring, Scream, and The Leprechaun, but perhaps best are our interviews. To date, we have had guests like Ben Rock, the production designer of The Blair Witch Project, Ashley Blackwell, founder of Graveyard Shift Sisters and producer of Horror Noir, A History of Black Horror, Mike Manello, and so many more. You can find our show on all podcast outlets, on Twitter at Here's Johnny Cast, on Instagram at Here's Johnny _podcast, or at our website, here'sjohnnypodcast.wixsite.com/horror. Subscribe, download, and join us as the best time of year kicks into high gear. Well, that sounds like a fun podcast.
Yeah, I've been known to do some deep dives on some horror.
Yeah. It sounds like Here's Johnny has everything that you might need.
I should check and see. I've been meaning to rewatch that Evil Dead remake again. Maybe they've done that one.
So thanks so much to Larry and Justin from the Here's Johnny podcast. Let's get out of here. And we're back. If you're interested in a live stream message, they're just $25 a piece. Just send an email to nocatpodcast@gmail.com. That's NOCKAT with the subject line live stream. And we do payments through PayPal because we're totally independent. Put your words in our mouths. Make it happen.
Make it happen.
And with that, go rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and iTunes and your Android shit, whatever you use. Stitcher.
Can you rate on there?
You might be able to. Go to podbean.com, find us there, and leave us a comment.
Straight to the source.
Yeah. Buy our t-shirts and mugs. Thank you so much to everybody who supports us on Patreon.
Yes, a huge thank you to all of you.
If you guys want to see a video version of this show, it's just $5 on Patreon or $1 to get the episodes early.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the Patreon makes we're really grateful. It's really the reason that we can continue to do this.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys. And we love when you all get in touch. We like hearing your thoughts on jokes you liked or parts of the game that you enjoy.
Yeah.
Send us an email at nocatpodcast@gmail.com.
I've enjoyed doing it for this long. It's funny when I run into people I haven't seen in, a long time. They're like, so what are you up to? And I'm explain this, and they look at me like,
I know.
Are you okay? And I'm like, I've been doing it for over a year. And they're like, okay, I don't understand anything you just said to me.
Yeah, it's hard to explain this show. I'm finding it fun as I go out on like dates from OkCupid to be like, and so this podcast I have that it's okay. Let me explain.
I think what I'm saying is, Patreon, I'm replacing my real connections in life with you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And with that, here's a little no one can know about this dessert. What if we just had a bag of ice cubes? That's not very tasty.
Throw some
what if we did that juice
thing
over
where
that and it's
where
shaved
you
ice?
make your own ice cream, but it never really comes out as ice cream. But you put the salt with the ice in the bag with the cream and the sugar in the other
How does that
bag.
usually come out?
It's like thick, cold cream with sugar.
That's what's coming to our table today.
Custardy.
Yeah, does it come out like astronaut ice cream?
Well, no, it's like
No.
it's
Right,
not
it's an actual
dehydrated.
ice cream,
You
right.
put like ice in a Ziploc bag, and then you salt the ice to make it even colder, right?
Right.
And then you put like a smaller Ziploc bag with like cream and sugar in there.
Okay.
And you freeze it.
And then ice cream.
Sort of, yeah.
Enjoy that.
I mean, I remember I did this in elementary school. It's been a long time.
I remember a friend who did this.
If
and
you want to make
sounds
ice cream in a
correct.
bag, the internet can help you.
Oh man, those Tums are like a miracle.
Yeah, there they are. It's specifically for the acid stuff. Like, Pepto is more for down the road.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's more
it's
of a-
not. It's just this.
It'll do everything. Like, Pepto even helps with, quote, excessive eating. Like, if you're just, like, too full, you drop a little Pepto on it, and they'll be like, oh, dude, I'll help.
Really.
But its main function is that it, like, fixes diarrhea.